When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at marines.com.
Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Tuesday where nothing is happening. It is still early in the summer, obviously. We're still in June. Nothing really starts until July. We've got two international tournaments going on, which do hold up a lot of deals. We're seeing other Premier League clubs who have financial issues trade bits and pieces here and there, but we haven't done anything as yet. Now, there's some talk of players leaving, Sepp Vandenberg, Fabio Carvalho, Tyler Morton, Luis Diaz, Nat Phillips, and a couple of others, but not a whole lot else. We did see two of our players in action in the Copa America last night. Luis Diaz got a great clip for social media and then stank the place out for the rest of the game. And Alisson spent his evening scratching his arse because he had nothing to do. Now, Brazil weren't good, but he had little to do. So there's not a whole lot happening. So I'm bored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Copa America and the squads and have a look at players that might be of interest to us, because, like, what else will I do of a Tuesday in June? So let's start with Group A, which is Argentina, Peru, Chile, and Canada. And we'll go numerically through these squads, so they're 1 to 26. So as we work our way down, I mean, we'd probably all still take Messi, but let's be realistic. We're not going to get Julian Alvarez, even though I do think he's a very good player. Rodrigo de Paul is a little bit too old for us. Angel Di Maria is well past his best. Christian Romero is a very good centre-back, but Spurs aren't selling. Ezequiel Palacios is a good midfielder, but he's too injury-prone. Nico Gonzalez is a good player, but he's injury-prone. Giovanni Lo Celso doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us. Garnacho's an interesting young player, but he plays for United, so that's a no. We obviously already have Alexis. I would take Lautaro Martinez. There's absolutely no question. I would absolutely take him. Emi Martinez, we don't need. Enzo, if you were playing Alexis as the 10, I would still take Enzo in a double pivot without question. And I would pass on the gnome from Manchester United and move on then to Peru. It's probably a no on the entire squad. I mean, there's one chap there, Andy Polo, the number 7, was linked to us many, many years ago. Like, I think Kenny was in charge when he was linked. He was like 18 or 19, probably 18, because I think Kenny, he was 18 the year Kenny left. So I'm almost certain Kenny was still in charge, and he was a teenager making his way in his homeland. He ends up going to Inter Milan. It didn't work out. He spent a bit of time in the MLS. It wasn't great. He's never really developed into the player people thought he might become. But talent nonetheless. But he's now 29, so no point in talking about him. I don't think there's anyone else in that squad that really would make any sense for us. On the Chilean side then, Dario Osorio has been linked recently, the 20-year-old left-footed right-winger from Midtjylland. He is a good player. Looks like he could become a very good player. Nunes from Norwich is decent, but, he's not of the level that we require. And that's pretty much your lot, I think. Now, maybe there's somebody else in that squad that has a big upside. It's not exactly packed with young players. There's only 2 players under the age of 24 and only, what are we looking at? 10 players under the age of 28. Like, it's quite an old squad. You got a 41-year-old, a 36-year-old, another 36-year-old, a 35-year-old, a 34-year-old, another 34-year-old. And that's with Arturo Vidal having been surprisingly left out. Canada then. I mean, the obvious one is Alphonso Davies. I mean, he is the obvious one. But being realistic, we're not going to get him. Outside of him, I really like Ismael Kone from Watford. 22 years of age, big, powerful midfielder. He's very, very interesting. He's had a really good season for Watford just past. And then Jonathan David, obviously, is the other one. And he's been linked to us. He's been linked to everybody for years. But it does look like Chelsea might be the landing spot for him this summer. I think he's got 1 year left on his deal. He's pretty prolific. So, he could be of interest if we were looking for a 9. But it's unlikely we will be, because we've got Darwin, we've got Jota, Gakpo can play there, Mo can play there. We've got Jayden Danns coming through, so it's unlikely that we sign another striker. So in that group, you've got a few from Argentina, you've got Dario Osorio, and you've got Ismael Kone of Canada, who would be of interest to me anyway. In terms of Mexico, I mean, Edson Alvarez is a level below what we need, but he is better than Endo. Santiago Jimenez is a very interesting number 9. And obviously, Arne Slot managed him. But we don't have the need for a striker, and I don't really want us signing anybody from the Eredivisie because, the league is just not good. Johan Vasquez is a good centre-back, but he's too small, I think, for us. So I think it'll be a pass on the Mexicans. Ecuador. Hincapié is an obvious one. I really like Joel Ordonez, but I don't think he's going to be good enough in the air for us to be interested. Pacho would make a lot of sense. Kendry Paez is going to be a really special player, but Chelsea have him signed up. Sarmiento's good, but not good enough. I mean, Moises is the obvious one, but he's not going to be available. Hurtado, the right back, is a good player, but we don't have the need for a right back at the moment. So I think Hincapié and Pacho are the 2 out of that squad that would really make sense for us. In terms of Venezuela, Aaron Burrow's good, the right back from Real Sociedad, but he's still quite unproven. Yangel Herrera is a really good player, but not the type that we need or would want.
Jewelry can say many things on your wedding day. As a wedding band, it can say, "This is a forever symbol of our forever love." As a gift to your wedding party, it can say, "Thanks for standing up there with us." Blue Nile can help you find the piece that says it all and says it beautifully, with expert guidance and a wide assortment of jewelry of the highest quality at the best price. Go to BlueNile.com and experience the convenience of shopping Blue Nile, the original online jeweler since 1999. That's BlueNile.com.
We are AudioStack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
We are AudioStack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Who else have we got here? I don't know Kervin Andrade. Saw that Daniel Pereira play twice, I think, this past, well, the MLS season's still ongoing, but saw him play about twice. He looks decent, plays for Austin FC. Yeah, I think it'll be a pass on the Venezuelans. And the same on the Jamaican boys. I mean, there's some good players in the group, but there's nobody who's going to be of the level that we would require, or even looks like they've got the potential to get to that level, unless someone like Kuroy Anderson of Charlton can take that step. But I don't know anything about him. The Boyce Clark kid, the goalkeeper from Reading, is meant to be talented, but he's too small to be the type of goalkeeper we'd look at. Caheim Dixon, I don't know anything about. The USA, the good old USA. I do like Tyler Adams, but he's always injured, so that'll be a pass. Anthony Robinson's not good enough. Yunus Musa is really interesting because he's so versatile and still quite raw, so you could mold him into whatever you want him to be and potentially get a really good player out of him. Giovanni Reina has all the talent in the world. He's also got all the injuries in the world, and his parents seem like arseholes. So that'll be a pass. Ricardo Pepi, I mean, he's clearly a talented player, but I don't think he's going to be good enough for us anytime soon. Pulisic is still very talented, but A, he can't stay fit, and B, he's never shown consistently that he can produce his best form. So I couldn't get to being yes on him. I do like Brendan Aronson of Leeds on loan at Union Berlin, but I doubt we'd be looking at him. And outside of them, I mean, Johnny Cardoso is interesting, the defensive midfielder from Real Betis. But I'd like to see him get a bit more experience. I do think he's very, very talented, though. And he's got the size and that the people would want as well. Joe Scally's good, the right back from Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's a good player. There's a few there. That would be of interest for sure. Uruguay, all of them. Give me all the Uruguayans. I'm definitely taking Ronald Araujo. I definitely take Manuel Ugarte. I love Nathan Nandez. He's not good enough, and he's 28 now, and I believe he's getting ready to move to the Middle East, but he's an absolute headbanger. So I take him. I would always have Luis Suarez back. I don't care if he's 37. Fede Valverde, obviously. I mean, anybody that says they wouldn't take Fede Valverde just probably needs to find a new sport to watch, because he's as good a midfielder as there is anywhere in the world. Yeah, I mean, Araujo and Ugarte are the ones that they, to me, would make a ton of sense for us. Ugarte to supplement and rotate with Ibu, that way you can keep both of them fit. And then, Araujo to do that, and Ugarte to play in midfield, obviously. Yeah, Araujo at centre-back, Ugarte in midfield would be pretty monstrous. Panama. I'm going to say no. And that might be, well, no, it is ignorance, but there's just, I mean, maybe Omar Valencia. He's with the New York Red Bulls Academy, but I don't think so. And I'm going to say the same for the Bolivians, because I just don't know anything about them. Brazil, obviously we own Alisson. Nobody wants anything to do with Danilo. I do still like Eder Militao, but I mean, he's got one of them ridiculous buyouts. I still love Marquinhos, but he's 30 now. I would take Bruno Guimaraes if we wanted to play Alexis as a 10 and play Bruno in a double pivot. Wendell would be a pass. Everybody in the world would take Vinicius. I love Lucas Paqueta, but he's probably facing a lifetime ban. Hendrick is obviously a very special talent, but he's going to Real. If Real wanted to sell one of their forward players, because they've just got so many now, Rodrigo would absolutely be the one that I would say is realistic enough to go and get. Rafinha is very talented, but he's too inconsistent. João Gomes is interesting, but again, you'd be looking at moving Alexis into the number 10 position. Lucas Beraldo is very, very good. We should have moved for him in January, and we sat our hands, as we always do. Arsenal, Douglas Luiz. Savio's super talented, but for whatever reason, he's decided to waste his career by going to Manchester City. I do like Evan Nielsen, but we don't have a need for a striker. I'd still take Martinelli without question. And Ederson's an obvious one. Pass on Gleison Bremer. Colombia now. Let's see. So Lucini of Bologna, the centre-back, is interesting. And he could make sense for us, but can be a bit inconsistent. He was really good this past season, though. Luis Diaz is there. I mean, we already own him. Yerry Mina, hard pass. Jan Duran, no thanks. Sinister is talented, but no. Yasser Asprilla would be the one from Watford, the attacking midfielder. He's really good. Really, really good. So, yeah, he'd be one to go and buy. He's 20, has big, big upside. So, yeah, maybe him. Paraguay, it's looking like a pass. I mean, I love Julio Enciso. Absolutely love him, but he's only just back from a bad knee injury, so he probably needs a season to get himself back up to speed. But when he is back up to speed, then yeah, him. Costa Rica will be a pass, and that is it. So there we go. Yeah. Right. What do we have on This Is Anfield? We've got a piece about when Liverpool's European tie was decided by a coin toss. 6 Liverpool FC players with a point to prove this pre-season pictured are Carvalho, Nunes and Kanate. There's a piece about Adrian, who's going back to Real Betis. A piece about Diogo Jota, who's got a minor injury at the Euros. Should be okay. A piece about Calafiori. He was really good for the Italians against Croatia and made their equaliser. There is a piece about Cody Gakpo. Yeah, plenty of good stuff there. Anfield Watch. There's a piece about Sepp Vandenberg. Liverpool tipped to swoop in for Manchester United linked frontman. That is Joshua Zirkzee. I think that's highly unlikely. Piece about Cesc talking about Gerrard. Piece about Trent being made the scapegoat by Gareth Southgate. Bit about Diaz, bit about Darwin, bit about Dominic. Piece about Alan Hansen being released from hospital. And finally then, on to AnfieldIndex.com. Liverpool defender eyes summer Bundesliga switch. That is obviously Sepp Vandenberg. The piece about David Lynch talking about the early season fixture list. It's been reported in the last couple of days that Japan want to take Endo to the Olympics and Egypt would like to do the same with Mo. And I think our message to both should be the same. Fuck off. You already had them in January, so absolutely not. Podcast-wise, there is a new transfer show with Trev Downey and Dave Davis, and there is, of course, the latest media matters with Dave and David Lynch. There is obviously our daily scouteds, which are Euro 2024 focused, and those are out every morning. So there was one yesterday, there's one today, there'll be one tomorrow, and so on and so forth until the end of time. And that's going to do me for today, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
We are AudioStack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.